If he can still maintain the speed around the corner, he should make it. But Randall's just too fast down the straight for Lehigh Bo.
Yeah, Randall's been losing just a little bit there, stepping his kart out on the rear. We can see it on the exits right now. Oh, that's going to cost him if he keeps on doing that. Let's hope he can soak up the pressure.
Austin Hicks in 4th position. He seems to be going quite wide around turns 1 and 2. Perfect for Ted Lin. He's going to take a dive very shortly. Speaking of which, Ted just took a dive on the inside of the fishhook. Oh, and there's been a collision. A collision. Randall and Lehigh Bo. They are stuck at the chicane. Lehigh Bo took a dive on the outside of Randall, but didn't make it stick, and they've collided, and they're both out of the race at the moment. No, Lehigh Bo is getting into his kart. They've got to hurry because up comes Sarah Van.
Oh, a little bit of tactics right there between the two drivers on the way they rolled out their go-karts.
This race has been full of dramas. And maybe it's going to happen again here with Austin Hicks and Ted Lin. Lucky for Austin and Ted, they were down in fifth and 6th positions. Now they're fighting for 2nd position.
Oh, we know it's just so important keeping on the island. That kind of stuff could really cost a lot of positions.
But these drivers, they shouldn't be making such risky moves so early in the race. There's still 15 laps to go, but I suppose, I mean, their adrenaline is pumping so hard.
Oh, yeah, it's just so easy to look at your race strategy from the pit lane, but when you're in the driver's seat, sometimes you forget what lap you're on. You're just trying to get in front of the guy. So right now, after that little bit of schmozzle there, we have Saravanan in 1st place and Austin Hicks up to 2nd place. Absolutely unbelievable for Austin. 3rd place is Ted Lin. 4th is Jason Lee. And in 5th place is Patient, trying to recover from his earlier schmozzle. Randall currently sitting in 7th place after that little knot. Lehigh Bo in 8th place. You don't think these guys can be trying to come back as hard as they can up the field?
Well, hopefully if they don't have any damage to their car, they should be able to fight. There's still another 13 laps to go. We're going to be in for some exciting comeback racing here.
Oh, just having a look at the lap times, it looks like Lehigh Bo, his kart's going okay. He's just putting a time of 34.502, so setup seems like it's not compromised there.
You just cannot take your eyes off this track. There's so much excitement in this race, the final of the senior round. Anything can happen, as we've seen.
And Austin Hicks currently in 2nd place, in a place that he's not quite used to, but he's soaking up all the pressure of the 3 karts behind him. This is absolutely fantastic as he goes into turn 1 and covers the defensive line. Goes into turn 2, beautiful entry, squeezes the power beautifully out, over the hill, down into the fishhook of turn 4. Austin Hicks still holding them up as they come through the chicane onto the back straight. Going in the 130 km/h corner as he comes in. Tony Kart's looking for it, but he's still absorbing the pressure up. Coming to turn 6 and turn 7 and through the complex of turn 8. Austin Hicks has managed to hold them up for another lap.
What hard work Austin Hicks is doing. He is working overtime in that kart. He doesn't have to worry about chasing Saravan for 1st place. He's got to worry about keeping 3 drivers behind him for another 10 laps.
Now, that's a tall order, mate. And the interesting thing about this is now that Austin is in front of that train, boys like Ted and Jason have just got to keep on looking behind them as well.
These guys are foxing about. They're trying to dive on the inside. This could end up in tears for everybody. Look how close they are. This is a fight for 2nd position. There's 4 cars fighting for 2nd position. Unbelievable.
Oh, you can trust that Austin's going to be Facebooking these pictures from the race after this. He's going to be very, very happy with that.
I think Sarah Vannon has plenty of time to drive into the McDonald's drive-thru for a Big Mac. Have a cup of coffee.
I love McDonald's, but today we're going to talk about Popeye's chicken.
Popeye's chicken.
I love my chicken.
Oh, these guys have just got to time it perfectly. When is a good position for these guys to attack?
Austin still soaking up the pressure. Absolutely fantastic driving from the young man.
Is this the highest he's been in a race?
So far, this is the highest he's been this weekend. He's been struggling a little bit down the order, but right now he's showing amazing pace. Going 35 flat, lap after lap after lap, so he's obviously picking up his game with those guys behind him.
He's got to keep it really tight around that fishhook bend there, because if he goes any wider, that's going to open the door for Ted Lim, who's going to try and dip on the inside of turn one. Is he going to make it stick? No, they brushed wheels, but Ted couldn't quite make it stick, which opened up the door for Jason Lee to have a look inside, but no, they've kept it quite well in order there. That's a scary time for Austin. He almost lost it.
Absolutely fantastic racing. We saw that rear wheel just clip on the front wheel of Ted's, but Ted not quite getting close enough up into turn one to get past Austin. Beautiful recovery from Austin Hicks.
And don't write off Jason Lee yet. He's the third car in that group, and he's just waiting for Austin and Ted to make some sort of mistake so he can take advantage and glide past both of them.
Yeah, well, that's an absolutely fantastic strategy there for Jason. He's just got to look ahead of the next two karts, make sure they put a couple of wheels wrong while they're trying to overtake each other, and hone in on the move. Very smart driving from Jason Lee.
Unbelievably close racing. Jason just tried to have a look on the inside of the ripple strip there, but didn't quite make it stick. How? What can the three other drivers do to close the gap on Austin?
And even Pei Shen had a look. Pei Shen is now side to side. Oh, they touch wheels around turn two.
That was Jason Lee just taking Ted. No, Ted Penn taking Jason Lee actually for fourth position.
It looks like third, fourth, and fifth all have the same game plan, Ben. They're all trying to use the pace of Austin to try and get in front of the karts in front of them. Absolutely fantastic stuff from these young drivers.
I think the only way they're going to make it past Austin is if they keep bumper to bumper coming around out of turn 8 and use the slipstream and get in the inside of turn 1. Ducking and diving, weaving in and out, foxing Austin. He's got a lot on his plate at the moment. Can he stick it? There's 5 laps to go. And there's a 4-car battle for second position.
Absolutely fantastic racing as the Tony car comes in of Ted Lin.
Going to keep it on the outside.
Oh!
That was Jason Lee riding up the back of Ted Lim there.
Jason Lee getting a little bit of Michael Jordan airtime.
And here's Tan Pei. Not going to make it stick around the first corner.
Oh, well, you know, this is going to give Ted an absolutely fantastic opportunity to try and make a move stick just for a couple of laps. He's not going to have Jason and Pei Shen behind him, so it's going to be good to line up Austin's kart to try and see whether he can take that second place.
He's not giving up. Ted is all over the rear bumper of Austin Hicks. 3 laps to go for second position. Who's it going to be? And he drives on the inside again. A little bit too eager. And they bump. And Ted Lin has just taken Austin Hicks out of position number 2, which has given it to Jason Lee and Tan Peng Shen way up there in first, second, and third. Unbelievable.
Austin was extremely disappointed with that. You could see him slamming his hand on the steering wheel even before the kart stopped. He knew exactly what happened.
Too eager, too eager.
Eager beaver, mate, eager beaver.
And here goes Jason Lee fighting it for again.
So now the order reads Saravan in first, Jason Lee in second, Pei Shen in third, Ted Lin in fourth, and Jack McGregor all the way up now in 5th place with 2 laps to go. Unbelievable stuff, Ben.
Man, this race has been full of dramas. Fantastic.
This has been a yo-yo race. People going up and down the order, lap after lap after lap.
For those who have just tuned in, pole position of Vincent Nathan crashed out on the formation lap. I think Pei Shen lost a little bit of time there, looking over his shoulder. Now he's going to attempt on the outside of turn 2. Is he going to make it stick? Oh, no! Jason Lee rams Pei Shen right into the barriers. Didn't want to let him through. Now there's blocking, and there is taking someone else off. Totally different things. Now this is amazing. Jason Lee and Pei Shen are out, which brings Ted Lim and Jack McGregor up into third position.
Unbelievable stuff to see the results just going up and down the order like that, all the way to the checkered flag. It's unbelievable.
From third last on the grid, Jack McGregor has just taken third position. We're on the final lap now as we see Saravan take the win for the final of the senior round.
Ted Lin in second place, Jack McGregor in third, and Austin Hicks still recovered after that hiccup back into fourth place.
What a race.
Unbelievable.
Wow, last lap, and Jason Lee didn't want to let Pei Shen pass. Pei Shen had him on the outside, but Jason Lee said, nope, I'm not going to let you through, and he went wide and closed the door, which caused them to both hit the tire wall, and that was a fight for second position, all gone on the last lap.
You know, Pei Shen and old mate are going to be having a couple of words after this, and perhaps the stewards are going to have a word with them too.
Yeah, let's get the TV camera down there to the pits. Could be some action. Wow, what a race. We had the pole sitter crash out on the formation lap. Then we had the Randall and Lee Haibo crash down here in the chicane, losing second position.
Oh, we had Austin Hicks in second place for quite a long time throughout the race.
He was doing such a good job holding off 4 cars for second position.
Fantastic driving. I couldn't believe it, Ben. You said it just like I would. But unfortunately, he got a little bit of a knock, and he went off. And wow. At the end, Pei Shen and Jason.
This is a good curtain raiser for the start of the Singapore National Karting Championship. That racing's unbelievable, amazing.
Yeah, this stuff is almost as good, if not better, than Formula One, mate.